The postman's just been, and I've got myself a new shooter. Yay! Another video. This is a video about a new physical release shoot 'em up. These games are getting fewer and further apart, so it's always welcome on this channel to see a genuine physical release of a shooter. Granted, this is an older game that's sort of been remade. As you can see by the title, it's called Steel Empire. It's released for the PC and will work on most of the PCs that are running about nowadays. But before we talk about this game, we have to talk about the original. This is the PAL version called Empire of Steel. It's a Mega Drive game. It came out in I think around 1992. It's a good game. Its claim to fame is the artwork in the game. It had this wonderful sort of steampunkish look to it, which really set it apart from the many other shooters on the Mega Drive at the time. But after the release of this, it kind of died of death. Nobody ever heard of it again until I think around 2003, where it received a Game Boy Advance port. The company actually that made that basically redrew all the graphics and brought it up to date, kept the original gameplay, and yeah, it was a pretty good game. And again, then it died a death, nobody heard from it again. And then around, I think it was about 2013, it got a 3DS remake for the Nintendo 3DS. So again, it was just a port of the Game Boy Advance version, but 3D capabilities on it and a few wee tweaks here and there. So enough of that. This game is the re-release of the 3DS version, but on the PC. As I say, I didn't realise this was actually getting an official physical release. It was greenlit for Steam, I think in November time, but it's never actually appeared, so who knows what's happened to it. This is I actually heard about this on the Shmup's Facebook page, so I was pretty glad. This came from Amazon Japan. It retails for around 2,600 yen, so about £23. Yeah, so before we start, before we look at the game, let's have a quick look at the box. It's actually got the original Japanese artwork from the Mega Drive game, which looks fantastic. However, this version is slightly zoomed in, so you don't get to appreciate the full scale of this steampunk Zeppelin style aircraft. Back of the box, a few screenshots, again more of the artwork. And inside the game you get 2 discs. You get the physical game. It can be installed into your PC, so you no longer need the disc after that. And you also get the soundtrack, and you get this little bit of paper that has all the soundtrack tracks on it. 44 in total. It's good. It's got the original music from the 3DS version and an arranged version. It does have a lot of the old, like, I don't understand why they put these on the CDs, like the press start button and the good luck. It's just a bit baffling. But yeah, the music's actually pretty good. So now we've finished looking at that, let's have a quick look at the game. Right, here we go. Steel Empire for the PC. As I said earlier, this is a remake of the 3DS version. So in order for them to sort of stretch the game out into the full screen, they've had to do a border around it. Which doesn't look too bad, to be honest. We'll get to that in a minute. But here we go at the title screen. As I say, it kicks into some quite cool music to start with. They've got a wee shout out to the original developer there, Hot B, that made the Mega Drive version. The game itself is pretty bare bones. There's not a huge amount to pick from. You basically just have the main game, a few options. The game is quite long. There is 7 stages, so you can continue if you don't want to play it all at once. It will take you roughly maybe 45 to 50 minutes to finish it. So in my opinion, they probably could have streamlined it a little bit to bring it in line with more modern shooters, considering a lot of the cave games and that for the first loops are only around 20 minutes long. So I think maybe a 30-minute game would have been a bit more appropriate. But it's still a fun little game. So as you can see, here's your 7 levels you can pick from. The first one, Raoul. The graphics themselves are Really nice actually. The 3DS version and the Game Boy Advance version were really well done. The original game had some fantastic sort of colours to it. Just quickly here, I'll just show you, there's the 2-player ships you could pick from. You could pick from the biplane or a Zeppelin. The Zeppelin is stronger but it's slower, whereas the biplane can manoeuvre a lot quicker, but it doesn't have quite as much armour. I always go for the Zeppelin myself. Yeah, so first level, as you can see, the graphics are really quite nice. A lot of the backgrounds are redrawn. The scrolling's there, it's not huge, but it is there. Quite a good bit of depth to the levels. A lot of the enemies in that are sort of keeping with the era, the steampunk era. But yeah, so the game itself, as I say, it stood out quite well on the Mega Drive due to the sort of the graphic nature of the game. It had a steampunk look to it, had lots of coppers and browns and that, whereas things like Thunder Force and that were a lot more like cavern-like. The game itself just plays pretty much like a standard horizontal shooter. You could fire forwards, you could fire backwards, and you have like a smart bomb. And that's pretty much all you could say about the game. It is a fun game. It's not the best shooter going. It is pretty good to see it on a physical release for the PC though. The PC really is the dominant platform for shooters nowadays, thanks to companies like Steam and things like that a lot of great games are getting released for it. I suppose you could maybe class this as like a Doujin Shmup. It's probably getting quite a limited release. It'll probably have a budget release in Japan at 2,500 yen. But I'm pretty glad I've got it. The soundtrack is pretty good. I do like it. The bosses have changed slightly from the original, but they're still not too bad. They're all kind of got a mechanical train-like look to them. Yeah, so I'll leave you with a wee bit more gameplay footage, and then I'll put a bit of a comparison between this and the original Mega Drive. Thanks for watching guys, and take it easy.